Hi collective, this is Miracle Existence channel. I thought I just some live one, you know, downloads without the cards, and also I will put on live all the gangstlks, you know, because this is fucking ridiculous. You will see, but I don't know, maybe they will realize that I'm alive and they are straight on live, but what they do, they know exactly my way to work, okay, and they want me to lose my work, so they decided that they make me be late at work regularly. So even if I leave 1 hour earlier or 1.5 hours earlier, I'm telling you, they move 15-20 kilometers per hour front of me, even that there is no you know, there is no traffic jam, nothing. They do it. So I pick up on youngsters who were sent on like a covenant of youngsters, and one older man who leads them, but actually mislead them. Or it can be a feminine, a woman with very strong masculine energy. And actually these young witches work for some Luciferian societies. You know, when you're 16, 17, 18 years old and you see all these cinema movies about witches and you decide you want to be one, but you are not, okay? First of all, people need to understand that being a witch, being a warlock, being a mage, being a spiritual, occult person, it's really rare when somebody starts from zero and they can work their way up. So usually you are born already from a witch family or with ancestors who were witches or shamans. It's something you get ancient heritage, okay? You get it as an ancient heritage. It's not that that you watch a Discovery Channel or whatever, you see some film and you decide to be a witch. It doesn't like that, okay? And shamans neither. For example, to be a shaman before, I mean, 50, 60 years ago, 100 years ago, you had to pass serious tests. That was, if you didn't have gifts, it was impossible to do it. So today, when you learn some healing rituals from shamans, and you get a certificate on YouTube, on internet, and you're running around that you are shaman, you are fingers but ridiculous, okay? You are a healer maybe, but you are not a shaman. Because being shaman, it's something very complex, and sometimes people didn't become shaman until they were 40, 50 years old, because they have to accumulate and pass many, many years studying, learning from a master shaman, and they had to be chosen by spirit. So it's not them who choose. And it's the same thing with witches, real witches, and real mage. And we just don't even talk about alchemists, because today everybody calls themselves alchemist, earth angel, and all kind of shit, you know. That's what they do. So there is this bunch of youngsters of warlocks and witches. I mean, like 16, 18, 17, 20 something, you know. Your mom already took off the nappy of you, but you are not a man, you are not a woman yet. Just because you can fuck, it does not mean you are a man or a woman. You're still a baby. And you need to learn life lessons to become a man or become a woman. And when these people, you know, especially when these young witches can see somebody who's mature and authentic, and they have a mature, really strong feminine, divine feminine spirit, they get jealous. They do all kinds of spells to steal everything what these divine feminine has, and still they can't embody the same energy. They can't, because it's like a wine, you know. When a wine is too young, it doesn't taste too good. Okay, when it's mature, it's excellent. It's actually a treat. It's actually extraordinary and rare. Okay, that is when you have a divine feminine who is extremely authentic and full with divine energy. It's an excellent, very expensive and rare wine. Okay, and that a young chick, a young witch can never ever achieve it. Okay, no, you just can't. You can do whatever spell you want, you just can't. You have your own place, your own advantages. Okay, you can seduce man with your youth, but not with your wisdom, and not with your authenticity and your deep, very extraordinary essence. You won't have when you're 20, 30 something. It's impossible. You can't have it. Only if you are old spirit, but it's really, really rare. And when I look at this covenant, there is zero old spirit there. They think all of them are old spirit. They have delusions. They're coming from kings and queens and pharaohs and all kind of shit. They not. I don't know what kind of alcoholic record they checked. Probably they were delusional watching the alcoholic record, because they are not. They are young spirit. I mean, like 10 lives, 20, maximum 100 lives. So are you kidding? When you with a spiritual giant who has not thousands, but some of them has even millions of years soul, like she is an ascended master. What the fuck do you want to do when you are 20 years old and you had 10 lives? You just can't steal what is hers. You just can't steal what is hers, and you can't be her. You can't. You will never ever be her. Do you understand? Whatever you do, you will never be like this divine feminine. Simple as that. And these bitches, half of them are not even wanted. If they have some gifts, it's because they open themselves to demonic powers. And actually these entities who's doing the ritual or whatever they producing, you know. And actually there is nothing else. Because excuse me, what are you proud of? When it's an entity who does this power through you, you're just a fucking vessel, nothing else, you know. And you don't have any gifts actually. And this entity make you delusional, believe that you stole a gift from other people. You need to understand these entities lying, just like you lie, everybody. They lying to you also. So see, you are fed with lies, and you are naive enough to believe that. And you're fucking proud that you are so dark, so powerful. And now, honey, bad karma will bust your fucking ass, and you can't show how powerful you are. Because you will cry there like a little baby. You have no Gucci, no Chanel cream on your fucking face. So you desperately looking for a man paying you 100 euros or 150 euros for you opening that she's a prostitute to ruin her reputation. You can see how childish you are. You are a fucking childish bitch who is young and who will never ever be a real empress. I don't care how much illusion you cast on man. It has no importance, because the whole universe, the whole galaxy, source, everyone can see. Do you understand? On Earth, there is just a very small part of the population of humanity, and there is just a very small part of them can see you. This illusion, the mask, what you show these people, okay? But divine feminine is seen as she really is a real empress in front of the entire universe, entire galaxy, and milliard of creatures. Do you understand? Where you are unseen because you are low vibration and they can see your soul, and honestly, there's nothing good about it. Nothing special about it, because you did never ever work on your soul. You should step into your journey and start working on your soul. So one day you would be like this divine feminine. But no, 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 no. You have to be now. 20 something, 30 something years old. You have to be like her. Okay? Okay, right. Doesn't matter. So will teach you, universe teach you. And you will have a chance to prove how of empress you are. I mean, when bad karma will bust your fucking ass, you can show your spiritual stamina. You can show who the fuck you are without your entities. Because your entities will leave you. They won't tolerate. You know? They don't like when bad karma is hitting a body if they are in. They will leave you and find another body. So you will be left with nothing at all. No protection, no superpower, nothing. So this naivety of these people, that is the problem, you know, when parents, that's what I can say last 70 years, parents give everything, absolutely everything to their children. And I understand why, because I did the same with my sons, you know. When you love your children, you give everything, but you do not understand you're creating narcissistic adults. Because these children will take it, especially when you don't let your children confront life problems. Like me, I was like, there was a problem in school. I mean, another child beat my child. Or, I mean, you have to stand up and you have to coach your child. I'm not saying not to do that. But sometimes you have to back up and let your child to solve certain problems, have certain pressures in their life, because that will make them, how should I put this, make them wiser. So they don't grow into this new narcissistic generation, what we have. 20, 30 years of babies who are narcissistic never grow up. Like, we can't call them man or woman because they don't behave like a man and a woman. It does not make a person man or woman that they can have a sexual life. Because the bonobo monkeys have sexual lives also, and guess what? They are not man and woman. Okay? So we have these 30, 20 something. I'm not saying all of them. Huh? No, no, no. I'm not saying all of them, but there are many, many young person and this narcissistic nature, that they are powerful, they are this alpha, they are this empress, they are this emperor, they are all the shits, and it's all empty talk, all illusion, all what they put up, you know, the plastic surgery, all kind of shit, the nice car, papa mama pay for it, or they steal it from somebody. Doesn't matter how does it come, but it doesn't come with normal work, because when you're 20, 30 years old, it's really rare when you can buy a very expensive car from your own power, you know. And usually these people do not even realize the real value of money, the real life, what's going on, you know. They are living in an illusion, okay? So when there and spoiled bitches like that see a real divine feminine who has this good old divine energy, essence, they get jealous. It doesn't matter the divine feminine is 40, 50, 60 years old, no. This is really bad, because when you are an empress, you don't get jealous. You celebrate your sisters. You celebrate and you have them if they're young. You give them your wisdom, you know. And if you are a real empress, you don't do such a thing to destroy other women to get what is theirs. No, it does not work like that. A real empress does not do that. You have practically a joy when another empress and another king or queen achieve success in their life. And these new generation people, like in their 20s, 30s, they are incapable. They might smile, they might put up a mask, but the jealousy inside. And I'm telling you, after they will be malicious to fuck them up somehow. How is that the other person and not them? So this is a typical crab in a bucket, you know, effect. That they pull each other back. And actually the crabs are idiots, because if they would be clever, they could get all of them out of the bucket. If they do actually this opposite, you know. But unfortunately, these are youngsters who has no wisdom. And they don't use their brain, actually. So they want all rule the other one, and they do not realize that you have to be like the ants, because when you are together, you can't get each other out of the shit. Do you understand? And these youngsters today don't think like that. There is no this mentality of community spirit, you know, are not this way. A community spirit is like, let's destroy together this or that, or let's steal money from this or that. That is not emperor and empress energy. It was never ever, and certainly not a divine feminine or divine masculine energy. And you know, when you have celebrities like Kardashian and okay, I don't get in it because after they start hating me. But you have celebrities that actually they don't show up any kind of valor because they didn't go through struggles in their life. So they don't have stamina. If they have essence, they stole it from somebody because they are in secret societies where they can buy it actually. And that's why they have charisma. They don't have their own charisma. And those are these examples for young people. And you top it up with parents who spoil them, give them everything what they want. Oh yeah, my light. Thanks. So what do you expect? You will have generation after generation that is narcissist. And when they are narcissistic people in majority in a society, evilness will grow, you know? It will grow. You can't do anything. This is just the logic behind. And today there was no wars, there was nothing. You know, my generation, my mom lived through war. Okay, so us we were brought up in a way that we had responsibility with my brothers, and that generation disappeared. Today, children, we don't give them responsibility because we want them to be children. You know. They want, you want them to have childhood, okay? The problem is that when you don't give a responsibility to a child, he will be like a spoiled brat after a while. I'm not telling you to put them into a situation that is child abuse. No, please don't do that, because that is not love. But I remember every little problem he had in school, I jumped in like a lion, you know? And I should have left a bit, or at least now what I'm teaching kids to speak up, you know. And I did not teach my kids at this time because I didn't have the wisdom. But that's what you need to teach your kids, to speak up, to stand up for themselves. And that is a kind of fight also. It's not like with a fist, not like a real fight, but it's like an intellectual fight. And it's like you have a voice to protect your rights. And that's what you need to teach your kids. And let them to be in conflicts that is healthy conflict, you know. Like if there is, I remember, that was a huge problem, that Pokemon cards, you know, that some of them was really expensive. And some kids were really intelligent and fucked up the other kids and stole the exchange Pokemon card for Pokemon card that has no value. Oh my God, that was a big scandal in school. I remember. And I got involved that, oh, my child, and it's not right, and blah, 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 blah. And other parents did the same, huh? Like me, huh? Why don't you let the kids handle it? Huh? And you tell your kids, okay, we exchange. There is no more. No more. Until you learn the value of the cards, I don't buy you anymore, okay? Don't you go and fix it. So you speak up and you tell them that it's not right, and you go to the matrix, you fix yourself, you explain your child how to do it. But when you fix anything for your child, when your child will be 30 years old, they'll still want you to fix their problem. That is not healthy. That is codependency. That is when you have a 30 years old child and not an adult. And this type of man and woman goes into immature relationship where they fail again and again. And when things doesn't work, they start controlling the other partner. When they really fuck up, they will call Papa and Mama. And when Papa and Mama, okay, they are judge, they are lawyers, they are police or whatever, they can cause actually serious injustice, and it can go that far that crime has been committed, and you just were protecting your child, isn't it? So this is really a serious problem today in a society, and actually we don't know, because for example my parents came out from the war. They never ever learned psychology. They didn't know how to handle kids, and we just know, or my generation know, that we didn't want to make the same mistake as our parents made, so we made different mistakes. That's when I say that when you become a parent, actually you are not a parent, this is a process. Being a parent, you will learn, okay, and you will make mistakes. There's no way, there's no parents who does not make mistakes, I'm telling you, because when you say I won't make the same mistake than my parents, you will make other mistakes, that's for sure, that's for sure. But you know what, it doesn't matter. The most important that a child needs is your love, your care, and your protection. And if you give that, that is enough. But don't give overprotection, because when you overprotect a child, you will harm them. Do you understand? When, for example, you have a plant, you give the plant too much water, you kill the plants, it won't grow, you know? And it doesn't matter, it came with a good intention, that you wanted that plants to be growing faster or being more prosperous. It does not change the fact that you harm that plant. And the same thing is with kids. And then the problem is that we have so few divine feminine and divine masculine, and so few real empresses. I mean, can you imagine 50, 60 years old women who are authentic empresses, and they would teach the young generation and give this wisdom? And what wonderful mothers a 20, 30 years old woman could become with real empresses around them. But what do these bitches do? They become jealous of a 50, 60 years old woman. Are you serious out there? My guys, are you serious out there? Everybody has its role. You can't be the same than a 50 years old man. You can't. You don't have the life experience. You just can't. And this is something is really going wrong with the mentality of people. I mean, really. And after they don't understand when their life gets really fucked up, because I'm sorry, when you are in a covenant like that, you fuck up innocent people, you really think you will be happy. You really think you will be happy all of your life. You will have a happy family. You will have children with your happy husband. And you're fucking delusional. You are fucking delusional. But go do it. And you know, the problem is that after, when sometimes these societies lurk in youngsters because of the sex, you know, they can have unlimited sex as much as they want. Beautiful woman, beautiful man, whatever, because usually the attitudes in these societies are well kept, so they are beautiful, and the guys are worked out, the woman has everything but needs. But when you do it, and you are spend I don't know how many years, you will realize something is missing. Okay, something is missing. I watched some documentary, actually it was quite private, a documentary of a Satanist leader who actually came out of the worship. Well, his death was staged, that's how he escaped, okay? But he wanted to get out for a very long time. And it's him who says in this documentary, actually his face is blocked, is that this is typically the earthly pleasures that human thinks they need, okay? And when you have it, it satisfies you for a while, but not forever, because after you will still looking for something, and it won't be enough. And after they looking more and more thrill, okay? And more thrill is more heavy shit, and it still won't be enough. It will be never enough. And then you see a divine couple somewhere hidden, you know. It's not in the public eyes. And whatever they went through, maybe they are not even rich, and they're fucking happy. maybe 50, 60 years old looking at each other with love. Oh my God, that is so fucking rare. And these people don't realize that, fuck you, when you die, you don't take that with you. Not all that sex, all that money, all that shit. What you were wishing for. You won't take it with you. You will be fucking empty. You will take with you. That's when you look into the eyes of your husband or your wife. You make love and you merge together, and actually you receive something, because there's no energy harvesting, you know, but like a divine reunion, because that experience will stay with your soul. That experience when you give birth to your child, and there is true love, because it's a love child, you know, it's coming from a love relationship with your divine masculine, and the love is all over the pregnancy, all over everything, you know. And you look into the eyes of your child and you practically fall in love with your child. I mean, not pedophilically, I'm not talking about that, but that moment when you look into the eyes of your child, when you hold the first time in your hand, that you will go and take it with you, with your soul. It's not the money. It's not the luxury food, the luxury car, the luxury... Yeah, it's an experience. I'm not saying not. I'm not saying it's not a good thing. But even if you will have that, something will still missing. And after, you know, these people say that, oh no, I find a wife because I'm rich, I can... They find a wife, they get a family, they get the kids, and they still don't have this experience. Something's still missing. Okay? Because they are not there in destiny. Because they are not with their divine feminine, divine masculine. That's why I don't understand when when a masculine or a feminine, you know, they stick to someone who's karmic. Or it's divine, but not their divine masculine, not their divine feminine. What the fuck are you doing with that person? You won't have the same experience. It's impossible. You can't. You can't. Your soul won't grow. That's mean that lifetime you wasted. You wasted that lifetime. You learn, if you learn from your failure and you come out of the cycle, you go in another new cycle, yes, your soul learn. Excuse my hiccup. But when you stuck in karmic cycles, I mean, like things like that, you just you know why you came on earth. There's no point of it why you came, but doesn't matter. Lots of people don't believe me, fine, you just do it. And this guy, the Satanist guy, was talking exactly about the same thing, and he said the same thing. The beginning you enjoy it, beginning is so powerful, it's beginning, it's obsessive. I mean, the power that you experience and everything that comes with it. And he just realized that, oh my God, this is not what I wanted. That something went really wrong, because this is not what I was called to do. And after I was talking about when your soul will transform and go for an evolution, yeah, sometimes you need a lifetime when you will be evil. Sorry guys, I'm just looking for my... Oh yeah, okay. You will go through lifetimes when you will be evil, and then you will accumulate lots of bad karma. So you will get in a lifetime when your bad karma actually will force you to become divine. And when you will divine, you will have still bad karma you have to work out, and that's when you work out, your soul will transform little by little. After lots of spiritual teacher does not agree with me, in my opinion, when you reach that point that you have only good karma, okay, you worked out all your bad karma. Somebody does not want me to talk. Sorry guys, I don't know what's happened here. I don't know what's happened here. Doesn't matter. So I'm sorry guys, I need to drink, because this is ridiculous, but doesn't matter. So when you get to the point that you worked on your karma is cleaned up, and then source will, so when you worked on your karma and your karma is cleaned up, source will little by little make you remember your previous lives. That has really important significance, like life when you were evil, life when you were divine, you know, and you will remember the lessons that actually your soul learned. And then you will have a transformation when actually you will become neutral. People do not understand the concept of being neutral. Neutral is not that you are evil, okay? Neutral is you have the knowledge, the perfect knowledge from both sides. You know how to use them. It does not mean you will use them, no. And you can use it for your advantage or the advantage of saving divine people, helping divine people, whatever, okay? Just think of ascended master like Jesus, okay? How many times Jesus was talking to dark entities and had business with them, actually? How many of you would say that Jesus Christ was evil? None of you. And it's the same thing, many ascended master, I can see this neutral, spiritual way. And this is what people do not understand. And they actually are attacking me often when I say this, spiritual teacher. And yes, most of the time when you are on earth, I mean, 3 days is miserable, okay? So it's evident that you want to go on 5D, okay? You want to go and get on a 5D. But I'm telling you, there is other dimension exist also that is much higher than 5D. And for example, you consider draconians are low vibrational. You need to understand draconians are coming from the 11th dimension that is actually much, much higher than 5D. So then you understand that this is only, the dimensions is like numbers, okay? I mean, they have their own structures, how they get structured, but in reality, this is not what counts, you know? I'm not discouraging anybody not to go on a 5D, because you should, because it will, you know, the 3D Earth after a while will disappear, huh? So we don't have a choice. We need to move a little house as towards 5D Earth, and those who want, they will be coming back a different Earth, not this one. I mean, after the soul recycling system, we'll put them somewhere else, you know. And but what I'm saying is, you need to understand that not everything is black and white. Not everything is black and white, and the knowledge what you accumulate in life when you were evil is not lost. I mean, it has use of it, okay? Because you learn from it. You learn from it. And when you will go ascend, and that is the aim actually, that you would achieve the level of ascended master. That would be normal for everybody, but not everybody achieve it, okay? Because it's really difficult to get there. But when you do, you will become neutral. That's for sure. That's for sure. I'm telling you. For example, Jesus Christ is neutral. If he would not have been neutral, how he could have dealt with dark entities without being harmed? Don't come with this further shit. I'm sorry for saying that. No, Jesus Christ had power, okay? had power from God, from Source. But Source was not being on the side and fighting his fights, you know. No, 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 no. He was neutral, and people do not accept that. But doesn't matter, because by the time your soul will be 1,000 years old, not 1,000 years old, but you will have 1,000 lives already behind you, or at least 500, 600, you will start accumulating some knowledge in your soul that will be innate and in you when you will born into a new life. So little by little you will understand. If you don't understand now, maybe because you are a young soul and you don't have the capacity to understand, because your soul did not go through enough evolution to be able to understand this. Do you understand? But you should be not judgmental about that, okay? Because that will lead you just more and more bad karma. But after, if you are like me, I was always learning from my own mistake when I was young. After, when I got older a bit, I started to realize that it's better to follow somebody who's been through that shit already. But I had to arrive to an age to realize that, okay? Until you are not there, you will have your own delusions that you will follow, and you will fuck yourself up. But it's perfectly fine, because that is in a plan. After you will be pissed off, you will say that this is that fault, this person faults, and la 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 la. But at the end, you will realize when you passed much more far behind being divine, when you will develop this mentality of neutrality, you will realize that exactly that's what you needed in that lifetime, okay? And that's exactly the lesson what you had to learn. And that's actually was in the evolution of your soul. That actually takes you where you want to get there at the end. But when you are a young soul, especially when you are a youngster, you won't understand things like that. You just simply won't, okay? And you need to accept it. And you need to learn from, real divine feminine and divine masculine, who can give you, and also you need to accept that they might be mistaken also, because we are human, okay? So this human should forget about worshipping perfect human, because that does not exist. It's an illusion. It's an illusion. When you are Christian and you worship your pastor, that he is so fucking perfect, and then something scandalous comes out, and after you are devastated, because you don't trust God, you don't have a living relationship with God, but you're worshiping a human being. You understand what I'm saying? So there's lots of things that you need to learn when you're a young soul, especially when you're a young person. And today, youngsters don't want to. They don't want to. They follow the crowd, where most people go, what most people think. You have 5-6 person who is your besties or your friends. They get involved in a Luciferian movement. You will get involved, because they get involved. And you all fuck your life up. And guess what? It's fun. You fucking your life up together. How fun is that? Unbelievable. That's what I'm saying. When you're a parent, you need to teach your child to think, to have responsibilities, and to think for themselves. To not follow the crowd without thinking, evaluating a situation. And that's why my ex was really, really angry with me. He said, I want a child who's obey me. And one of my child is really, really stubborn. I mean, he had to learn always from his own mistake. You know, if you told him don't do that, he just look at you why. You know, you had to give him explications. So me, what I did to him, I said, if you do this, that and that will happen. But if you do the other version, this will happen to you. So choose what you want to do. So that is the way how you teach a child to think. When you tell the child, I want you to do this, and your child will do it straight away, well, that is you're teaching your child not to think, to follow the crowd and fuck their life up when they will be adult. Okay? What you need to do is explain, guide, teach. Tell them, listen, it's your choice, but you have choice between this and that. And after, when your child choose something good, you say that I'm really proud of you. That was a really good choice. You see, you are very intelligent. And when your child fuck up, you said, oh, that was a lesson. You learned from your lesson. No, I will choose again. Then you will learn later on also. But usually kids learn from it. Okay, and that is disappeared. People don't do that. People don't have time to do that. You know, 100, 200, 300 years ago, they were villages. There was no school. So what they did, the elders were sitting middle of the village or in one house, I don't know, peeling cucumbers or carrots or corns or whatever. And the kids were around them. They look after the kids. While the adults were on recollecting, harvesting or looking after the animals or whatever. Okay, or being in the mine, guys mining or whatever. But the structure was always the old people looked after the kids, and they had a wisdom. Okay. And very often kids had their own responsibility, like they had to go to look for water or look after the chicken or I don't know, the basic shits like that, and they learned, because when they made mistake, they learned from their mistake. Today we don't do it because it's almost like child abuse, but you can find and give some responsibilities to your children, in other level that is much more gentle than the housework or things like that. But we just don't see this anymore, because this good society setup disappeared. It does not exist anymore. We put old people in elderly home, we forget about them, and the kids are on the street, or there are nannies who's are 18 years old, who's looking after them, has no experience, know nothing about kids. And actually the whole society fucked up, and we don't understand why the family setup is not working anymore, and why kids are insolent, and why, and because there was a strict structure that has been destroyed, and it was working perfectly, and does not exist anymore. So when we are in this new situation, we have to create somehow challenges, somehow a structure to our children, so they could have the benefit of it, like if we would be still in this old structure. Do you understand? Because that's how you bring up, how you grow humans. This is how you grow humans, okay? I mean, real humans who are not, not following the crowd, but actually they can think. It's really, really important that sometimes you let your child out to play, you stay with them, but let them experience. There's a little boy I look after, and we went in the park, and I said, I sit down on a bench and I watch you. And now they come with me and play with me. And I said, what? You have your friends there. Come on, go and explore. And it's like today parents put everything in the mouth of kids, and they just they don't know what is discovering something or exploring something, learning something. It's just non-existent anymore, because it's not safe. We put everything in their mouth, we put everything in their hand, and you cook, and sometimes the child does not even know what is chicken, but they love it, they eat it, they don't know how the cooked food, it's like they think some magic happening in the frigo, that fridge. You take it out, and it's somehow it's created in a fridge. I mean, 2-3 years old kids. And I was 2-3 years old. My mom put on her side. We cooked together. I learned cooking when I was since I was 2-3 years old. And when I was 7-8, I had to peel carrots, potatoes, and things like that. And I did the same thing with my kids. My oldest one was 8-9 years old. He could cook a chicken curry because he learned, memorized the lesson when we were cooking together. And those are responsibility you give to your children. And after, of course, my enemies made it up that I make my kids working. And evident you don't leave a 7-year-old child alone with fire. You know, you help them to cook together. You cook with them. But these people are delusional. You know, these are the people who will have kids who will never know how to clean, how to cook, or anything like that. Okay, so that was really interesting to see when my kids were taken away and they had to do their laundry themselves. They had to make up their bed, clean their room. And until they were upset with me if I said, please go upstairs and clean your room. And they told everybody, oh, my mother make us work at home. So after they realized really fast, you know, that those who look after my kids for a while, that there was a huge exaggeration of lies and manipulations, really. Because actually, practically, I licked their bottom out. I looked after so much that they didn't even know how to make a bed. Okay, so that is a mistake that you should never ever make, because that is normal. 7-8 years old boy or girl can do their bed, they can do basic stuff, and they should do, because that is a small responsibility. You don't make them work, honey. They won't die if they make their bed. They won't die if after they finish eating they put the dirty dish in the dishwasher. They won't die, you know. It should be normal. But many people don't understand that. I had an Australian friend. She has 4 kids, and every time I talk to her, she's exhausted. She's sick. She's not taking care of herself because she has no time, and she's practically doing the same thing what I did. I mean, you do everything with your kids, you know, put everything in their mouth, in your hand, in their hand, you do. They are 12 years old, and you still putting away their toys and things like that. There is a serious problem there. Okay, so you can't do it, because you destroy yourself first. Second, you destroy your children. Okay, your children should be independent on that level. And when I was talking to her, she said that I love my kids, I do this for my kids. And I don't know, because I stopped talking to her because she's quite low vibrational, and she was doing things behind my back. So I stopped this relationship, friendship. But I don't know where is she and what is she doing. But I'm telling you, 3-4 years ago, she did not look good. I mean, she looked really sick. So when you go that extent that you make yourself sick for your kids, to spoil them, and they don't see it, you know, and because you teach love to your kids, that your kids will think about that. You come from work, home, you are tired, so they help you to set the table, for example, while you warming up the food. Do you understand? Because they have a love for you, and this is not you don't exploit your children. This is nothing that they set the table for you, you know. You don't have to, because you are tired. And when you spoil your children, they won't see you are tired. They won't see that you suffer. They won't see that I mean, you people say that you can't put this burden on a child, blah blah blah. Excuse me, how that child will learn to love others? How? When that child will be a husband or wife, and when they will see that their wife or husband is suffering, they will ignore it, like they ignore it with their mother and father. Like I work with a little boy, and sometimes I tell him it's okay, you have a bad day, it's normal. Uh, it's okay, everybody can have a bad day. And after he said, yeah, mama and papa also daddy and mommy also. And their parents come home really late, okay? And I told him that I know you are tired, but now you ate, you got ready for bed, I'm leaving, but you have to remember your parents are really tired also. And you know, there's no problem. So the parents told me that one of the parents told me that, oh, they had a nanny, it was always a kushmar after when she left, because it's like the child, all the stress, everything came out, you know. And when you're a parent and you get home 8 p.m. exhausted, you just don't have enough for the nervous breakdown of your child. You don't, okay? And she said that these boys changed hugely the last 1.5 years, and they don't have any more problem like that. The child needs to know your limits, okay, and has to respect it. When you have a bad day, you have a bad day. Everybody has a right to have a bad day, and we have to respect each other and watch out for each other. That is not an exploit. You don't exploit your child. If your child notices that you are tired, you had a hard day, and we'll set the table for you, because it's a huge help for you. Do you understand? Especially when your child is 9-10 years old. And today this is missing. And the parents are exhausted, especially the mothers. And after, when they reach 50, 55, 60 years old, they're practically dying of many sicknesses, because their body can't take it anymore. And I'm emphasizing, I'm not talking about you will make your child do everything at home, cleaning, cooking, everything. No. But this is just to teach your child to have responsibility and actually empathy, to notice other people's mood, you know. After, it's difficult when you have a broken family or abuse, like my ex-husband abused us the last few years, was really difficult. It can fuck up really a child. So I'm talking here about normal circumstances, not an abusive connection, okay? But if there is an abusive connection, you have to get out of it as soon as possible. You will search for excuses. You will say, oh, I can't because of the house, because of the car. I can't buy this to my kids, and that and that. I did that also. And I'm telling you, it's now I wish I would have gone much, much earlier. I'm telling you, you worry about the house, you worry about the car, you worry about things like that. The younger you get out, the more chance you have to rebuild your future. The older you get out, the less chance and the more difficult it is. It's not impossible, but more difficult. And that's what people do not understand neither. They stay in marriages as long as possible because of the house, because of the business, because of the money. And I'm not saying it's easy, because it's not. It's not. When you have to go in a flat, when you have to buy a car that is not an Audi, not a, you know, you had a car like that when you were 20 years old, and now you're almost 50 or 60, evident that you don't want to. But after, you have to evaluate what is more important for you. You know, it's all a question of value. After, yes, people stay in relationship. You can tolerate the shit every day in your family just to have the nice car and a nice house, to show up to people actually who you don't like. Then do it. Then do it. There are people who think they are happy with that. Well, okay, I stop this guy. Thank you for watching. Take care. Bye bye.